So in this video, I'm going to talk through 11 steps to losing body fat. I think the key with this is giving it time. I think people can overestimate what they can do in 28 days. Like, I'm recording this January 2022. I think when you get to this time of year, people think, January, I'm going hell for leather, all or nothing, got to start running, going to the gym, cutting my calories, giving up all my favourite foods. And you can't really keep it up. And you try and do too much in a short period of time, and it's not enjoyable, it's not sustainable. And the flip side of that, I think people can underestimate what they can do in 90 days plus. If you give things 4 or 5 months at least of doing the same thing over and over and riding through a couple of obstacles, then I think you can really see long-lasting change. And it's a lot more enjoyable because you're bought into the process rather than the end result. If you're just thinking, I just watched recently Will Smith's documentary when he was trying to lose 20 pounds in a month or whatever, and it was, when he wasn't losing the weight he thought he would lose within a week period, he felt like he failed, and he was like, all the hard work gone out the window because that number on the scale didn't tell him what he wanted to see. And I think that's dangerous because you're too bought into the end result, whereas you almost need to be more bought into the process of getting from A to B rather than the end result. Because if you're too bought in the end result, you'll never keep up the end result. You'll get to the end result and you'll go back to here because your mindset has not improved along with your body, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I'd like to cover before I cover these 11 steps. It's crucial. You can overestimate what you can do in 20 days, you can underestimate what you can do in 5-6 months. Number one is a calorie deficit. Okay, you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to almost monitor what you eat. You have to have an awareness of what you eat. It doesn't always have to be like tracking calories by the number and inputting stuff into apps all the time. It can be simply like being conscious firstly, do I remove like liquid calories this week? Do I remove next month? Do I then cut back on nights out? Do I cut back on takeaways? And just little things like this result in big change. So just monitor little habits to begin with, give up what you know you should be giving up or cut back on what you know you should be cutting back on. And then as you progress through the habit change cycle, the more competent and confident you become, you can then look at calories in depth. The next one's protein with every meal. Protein at breakfast, protein at lunch, protein at dinner, protein snacks in between. People struggle to get the amount of protein they need to lose fat and tone up. And that's what people really want. Most people come to the gym, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up. Now, toning up essentially means maintaining or gaining a little bit of lean muscle tissue. Not getting bulky, but just feeling stronger, being more defined. That shape change, that only comes through monitoring your calories, but making sure you're monitoring the calories and monitoring your protein levels. So that could be making sure you have a bit of chicken, a handful of a fistful of chicken at dinner, maybe eggs at breakfast time, at lunchtime maybe it's a salmon salad or something like that. And maybe in between meals you've got protein yogurts, protein bars. You can supplement in protein if you struggle to get protein with meals. There's loads of ways you can get protein in, but it's just having awareness and knowing that you probably need to have more than you have just now. The next one's vegetables. Again, another thing that's really, underestimated is the power of vegetables in terms of density of calories. You can have a high volume of veg, which will fill you up, keep you fuller for longer. It's got a lot of fibre in it. It's nutritious. It's good for your skin. It's good for it's healthy. Vegetables are healthy, but we don't always eat enough of them. And the more you have, the more they fill you up. So you can actually eat a lot of these in terms of bang for your buck. You can eat a lot of pizza, and it's high in calories, and it's not going to fill you up for very long. You eat a lot of veg, it does the opposite. And that's where veg is important, as well as health reasons. Next one's strength work. Making sure you're lifting weights, you're pushing, pulling, squatting, lunging, doing push-ups. You're shifting either your body weight, doing some body weight strength work, or you're doing some actual weight strength work 2 to 3 times a week. This is important in terms of like your metabolism, to ensure you burn calories post-workout rather than cardio, where essentially what you burn within cardio is what you burn, and when you do strength work, it improves your metabolism and you burn calories up to 6 to 9 hours post-workout, where you're male, female, and taking into account your training history. So strength work is really important, as well as obviously walking, doing some cardio work as well. The next one's sleep. Again, we underestimate it because you can almost like eradicate this whole list and just look at sleep. If your sleep improved, your decision making improves. Your decision making improves, your food improves. If your sleep improves, your mood improves. Your mood improves, your food improves. If your sleep improves, the efficiency of your workouts, the amount of work you can get in, the intensity you can work at improves. So not only is sleep good for your, you just feel better when you sleep more. And I know this is always difficult. I've got 2 young kids. 3 and 6 years old, it's difficult to sleep when you want to sleep when you've got young kids. I realise that. And sometimes some people just struggle with sleep in general, and I understand that. And there are different ways and techniques and methodologies that you can use to improve your sleep. But if you're watching Netflix for an extra hour before bed when you don't need to, if you're getting up feeling grouchy, a bit tired, and lacking energy, then you just maybe need to improve your sleep. And not only will that improve how you feel when you get up and your energy and productivity for the day, but it will also improve your decision making and how you rationalise what you do through the next day, which is always important. The next one is move, daily movement. Kind of goes in line with strength work, but try and aim to get 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day and track it. After that, we have never miss 2 days. So you might have one bad day, one bad meal, one day you don't do any exercise, but never have 2. Because 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, 6 becomes 9, 9 becomes a year. And that's reality. People start and stop far too often, whereas if you can just do smaller things daily, more frequently, and compound that over time, it not only makes a huge difference to the compound effect of your results, but also, also mentally keeps you psychologically bought into it more because you're not stopping, and it's hard to always get started again. Next one is with your food, always include your favourite foods. It's January, I'm giving up bread. It's January, I'm giving up wine. It's January, I'm giving up chocolate. It's dangerous, it's hard, it's difficult to do. I know I love chocolate. If I say I'm never going to eat chocolate again, the thing I probably want more of is chocolate. And sometimes you can always factor in your favourite foods into your diet and your daily sort of lifestyle, especially if you're tracking your calories. Because if a couple of lines of chocolate is 200 calories, and you're already in maybe a 500 to 600 calorie deficit, and that 200 calories makes you feel better because you've got a sweet tooth, you like how that tastes, you like having something like that time of night, and it makes you feel a bit better, and you're not giving something up, and it's an extra 200 calories, and your calorie deficit is 400 instead of 600, then maybe that's good, rather than try to shoot for bigger deficits and try to be better over a short period of time, because sometimes you just need your favourite foods, and you need to include your favourite stuff, because at the end of the day, we go to the gym, we want to look better, we want to feel better to enjoy life, to enjoy social occasions, to enjoy your food, to enjoy your drink, nights out, lunches, holidays. So what is the point in doing it if you don't enjoy it? The next one is monitor and track. If you're not assessing, you're guessing. This goes back to calories. Monitor workouts, monitor what you do. Make sure there's progression with your weights. Make sure there's progression with the intensity you're working at cardio-wise. Make sure there's progression, with your food so that you are pushing that protein up week to week. Sometimes this is not important. Sometimes just doing enough is enough. When you're not feeling good, when you've had stressful times in your life, Christmas holidays, times where you would normally give up, this is probably not the most important thing, because you just doing something is better than nothing. And lastly, I'm going to summarise, like I said at the start, patience and consistency. The basics, the boring work, the mundane stuff, done well over a long period of time will always work. Will work 99% of the time. There's always going to be new gimmicks, new fads, new stuff, new things people at work are speaking about, or your friends are speaking about, or you're seeing on Facebook, you're seeing on Instagram. The reality is, the things that have worked for 20, 30 years, the basics, calories, work rate, intensity, consistency, accountability, routine, enjoyment, it's factoring that into your life and building it into a life in a way you can sustain longer term. So you not only enjoy it, but you get the best results you can. And that doesn't always come through, just doing the next new thing. Don't add complexity to something that's very simple.